Hi everyone, this is Miss Crow. I wanted to take a moment today and get you started and ready for the first day of school. So before we go too far, before we even get started, I'll say this to the students, I'll say this to the parents, I'll say this to everybody. This school year is going to have a lot of communication that's necessary for us to be successful. So if there's anything at all, please feel free to let me know. I want to go into this with the mentality of we're going to do our best and I'm going to work the hardest that I can. And I know that you guys will as well, which also means that I'm going to cut you breaks and that I would ask that you cut me those same breaks. There will be moments where you can't get on. There are going to be moments where we're frustrated. The question is, how do we solve our problem? How do we move forward? So going into that, I want to let you know how to get started for the first day of school. So the number one thing that is going to be the most important aspect is going to be using our class website. Super important. When in doubt, go to the website. That's going to be the way that I would most likely recommend. That's going to be our first step. So really quickly on the first day of school, I'm going to show you what we should be doing. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So on the first day of school, the number one thing that you are going to do, I'll put my little self up there. Hi guys. The number one thing that you're going to do is you're going to come to our website, which is fourth, WRH for William Rainey Harper, .weebly.com. So that's going to be our number one thing to do. Then on the first day of school, you're going to go ahead down. You actually have two options here. You can click the schedule or you can click the link right here. So if you click our schedule, what's going to happen is you're going to see, oh my goodness, there is the whole day right there broken down by the times. And what's really great about this is that you can click each one of the boxes and it will take you to where you need to go. So for example, at 8:30, I'm going to click Meet with Miss Crow. It's going to go ahead and it's going to connect to the Zoom call that we will be having at that time. If I were to, when we're done with that meeting, we hang up, we're going to go ahead and click Journal on Dojo. And it's going to go ahead and take us to this screen. I will be providing the password for the students in the first session. So before they leave the first session, I will give them what to click and to enter. When they get to 9:20, they're going to go ahead and click Me and Share. It's going to take them to our next Zoom meeting and where they're going to be able to share their writing. 9:30, same thing. It's going to go ahead and take us to Writable and they're going to go ahead and move from there. Now, one thing I will say that is really important is that we've got to get logged in before the first day. Please. You want to get logged in to Schoology or Clever. Now, Schoology's might not work. It's not supposed to be open until Tuesday, so that's okay if that's the case. But we want to go ahead and try our best to get logged in. You can also log into your student's Microsoft email. It is their first name dot their last name. And then the email address is, let me just double check here. It's at cmsdk12.org. So at cmsdk12.org. So for example, for our students, it's going to look like this. It's going to be, if I was a student, rachel.crow at cmsdk12.org. Okay, so that's going to be their Microsoft sign-in that will give them access to email, although we probably won't be using it much. But it is nice to not have to save those passwords or, have a bunch of different random passwords all lying around. So that, just to let you know. Finally, I wanted to go ahead back. So that's our schedule is going to break down in that way. We're just going to follow the times and the meetings that go along with it. Now, fourth grade, if you just want to click up at the top, it'll take you back to the website. One really great resource for us this year is going to be anything on this website is going to help you out. So for example, if on the first day your child is stuck, they can go ahead here. They can type in that same information. So their first dot their last name with the email that we just said, first dot last name at cmsdk12.org. And then they can write their comment. Ms. Crow, I can't get in. The moment that they do that, I'm going to know I need to contact them. It's going to show up on my email. So just FYI, that's a really good resource. Now, another thing I didn't necessarily get a chance to explain yesterday because I didn't get to see all the families was that we do have a supply list, and I'm going to go ahead and click it. And the supply list is for when we come back to school. The majority of the materials that will be needed are all in the bags that were given out yesterday. If you did not get a bag, things that you'll need: a notebook, scissors, coloring utensil. That's just about it. A pen, pencil, something like that. One further thing that I want to discuss is if you need to log on to Clever, you can do it in this way. I just got the Clever badges today. So if you have a printer and you would like for me to email you your child's Clever badge, that would work great. Just send me an email. But if not, what you're going to do is you can just log in with Clever and put in your username and password. Your username is your first, should be your first, not your last name. Yes. So your username is I can help you out with that if you need it. But logging into Clever is like an online backpack. What it does is it basically is a chance for us to be able to access all of these different resources, but without a password. So you'll just hit login with Clever and it'll connect your accounts. So Clever is going to be something that's really, really, really important for us this school year. Now, I know that I've thrown a lot at you and I don't want to throw too much more, but the last thing that I want to cover is up here really quickly, extra practice. So at some point in the school year, you're going to be a little bit worried about your grade. It happens every year. That's okay. Under extra practice is where I will be posting some extra resource materials, but also things that can be turned in for bonus points. So if you get stuck and you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I'm at an 89 and I want to be at a 90%. I want to get that A. The extra practice site is going to be a really good resource for those bonus points. But it's also a really great place where maybe if you don't understand something or if your student doesn't get a good grade on something, they can come here. They can both update their grade and they can practice the materials that we're going over. So that's very important. Last but not least, we also have Mr. Recipe's Corner, which just has some really good resources. I wanted to kind of give you guys a tour of this website. We will be discussing all of the steps. So my goal is, and I'm going to end the share screen right now. So my goal is that after our first day, our students should be able to sit in the front of the computer, close it sometimes, and just get their work done and have that confidence to do what they need to do. I want them to have the confidence to be able to call me when they have a question or work independently when they don't. I know Wednesdays are an odd schedule. For this week, the first week of school, they are just a normal schedule. We're just going to go through day by day. We're going to start simple and then we're going to get more and more complex. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to let me know. Oh, there was one other thing. With each of these times on the schedule, if you wanted to have an alarm or something for your student to set in front of you, I can say, hey, in 20 minutes, click on the next link. If they had a little clock even that they could go ahead and just rotate, okay, 20 minutes when my timer goes up, I know it's time to move back. I think that would be a really good way of helping our students to have a little bit more independence while also keeping them accountable, because when the timer goes off, I've got to come back. So that's a really great, that's an idea that I had. If there are any families that are looking for like a digital timer or something like that, there are YouTube digital timers. So you could even pull those up just as an easy way to make things go a little bit more smoothly. Now, I know I threw so much at you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is what I'm going to encourage you. We can do this. There is a lot, but we can do this. And so we're going to go into the school year with the understanding of there are going to be moments, but we can do this. We will persevere. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my TED Talk. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great day, guys.